The Nephilim? Oh boy, well, I probably should. It is in the Bible, but first off, let me say, I'll teach you what I've been taught. I am not saying I'm an expert. I'm not saying it's 100% correct. I'm saying this is what I've been taught, so this is what I understand. So please take it with that grain of salt. So first off, the Nephilim, we first read about them in Genesis. It says the sons of God started procreating with the daughters of men. And what that basically means is angels were manifesting manliness. That's the most polite way I can put that. And they were making babies with human women. That's kind of the idea. Now, there's a lot of debate on whether or not that is literally what it means, but this is where the idea of the Nephilim comes from, and they are mentioned. So anyway, continuing on from what I've been taught is that this race was unredeemable, and then we come to a passage that's interesting. It says Noah was perfect in his generation. Now, he literally was not perfect. This is actually a crude translation. It means that Noah's genealogy was pure. Him and his family were the last of line of the pure humans. Everyone else had been tainted by the Nephilim. This is believed to be a big reason why God flooded the earth, not just rampant sin, but because of an unredeemable race. And so in order to provide the perfect sacrifice to redeem mankind, through Christ, who would come through Noah's line, he had to save them in order to do it. So, that being said, the Nephilim are mentioned in other books. They are also mentioned in an apocryphal book called the Book of Enoch. Now, apocrypha simply means outside Scripture. Doesn't mean it's incorrect, but it also does mean it's not Scripture. Now, Jesus does actually quote from the Book of Enoch, but we don't know how accurate the copies are that we have. It doesn't have the same historicity as the rest of the Bible. I do not count it as Scripture. We have no reason to count it as Scripture. Just because Jesus quoted from it doesn't mean anything, because Paul quoted from a secular poem writer. So quoting from something doesn't mean everything in it is correct. So pushing all that aside, there are some teachings in the Book of Enoch that the devils that have to come out by prayer and fasting, not just casting out, those are spirits of the Nephilim. You'll hear some teachings on that. But for the most part, all of this is speculation. We actually don't know a whole lot beyond what just Scripture says. And I've taught you already more than what I'm comfortable saying is actually true. This is just what I've been taught. So it is fascinating, but understand this is all debatable matters. This is not stuff that matters for salvation. This is not stuff that matters for life. God is more powerful than anybody or anything that you'll ever encounter. He is all you need. Let's just make that clear.